Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Welcome back to the Pitch Please podcast, the only baseball show and podcast that is dumb enough to say it out loud. We're fired up. You're fired up. We hope you're fired up at least. It's a beautiful day and night to talk some damn ball again. We're getting close to the season, so we are very excited. I'm your host, straight from the West Coast, Mr. Catfish Hunter, and I am here with my co-host and bro-host, the famous, the renowned Archibald Moonlight Graham.
Love me, Archibald. Love the Archibald.
If you know, you know, and if you're a real baseball dude, you know. And I should say gal, for sure.
I'm kid.
Come on now. Just kidding. This is the Pitch Please podcast. We're the Brothers Ventura. I'm your bro host, Mr. Cocoa Beans, Corey Ventura, the eldest brother, a.k.a. War Daddy, a.k.a. the Five-Tool Fool, and I am here with my more handsome younger brother, Mr.
Connie Mack. But you can call me Connie Batts.
And?
Connor Ventura as well. You can call me that too. And the human rain delay.
There she is, baby. The human rain delay is here, so all is right in the world. We are also here with our producer, Mr. Mowgli Merle, our intern, Millie Mars, and our colored commentator who is not here today, but we would love him to be one day, Carson Jack the Ripper. I want to send a great shout out and thank you to our sponsors, Toys R Us Toys and Kmart Shopping Centers. Shout out.
Shout out.
Mr. Connie.
I love our sponsors, dude. I love our sponsors. We could not do this without our sponsors, without our fans. This here being episode 4, we can't help but look back on how far we've come. Video number 1 posted over 35 views, Corey. That is more than the 25-man roster for an MLB team. That's significant.
It is significant. I'm thinking about having to call Rich Paul soon if we need a manager.
Yeah.
Agent.
Call Chris Paul, Rich Paul, whoever you want, really.
Whoever will answer the phone at this point.
Exactly. So far, not friends of the show. But episode 2 also posted, and that is up to 10 views. So
look at us go.
A couple more views, and we could have an inter-squad game.
And dare I just say, and just ask out of the bottom of our hearts, please subscribe, like, comment. We would love that. We'd really appreciate it. We want to get interactive here and talk some ball, hear some opinions, hot takes, HSOs, as Connor like to say. Don't confuse that with UFOs or UAPs. Very similar, though.
Exactly. It really is. Since we're doing a little bit of reminiscing, looking back, I think it's apropos here for episode 4 of the Pitch Please podcast that we give some awards, your usual ones, AL MVP, NL Rookie of the Year, so on and so forth, Cy Young. But also here at Triple P, we have some of our own awards to give out. And I think that should be a fun little nugget to talk about.
It does sound fun. We promise we're going to have a little bit of fun tonight and on this podcast in general. So let's get it going, baby.
Absolutely. Corey, a couple housekeeping things I do want to cover just to stay organized. First off, shout out to you. I want to give you your flowers. You've been doing all the heavy lifting here at Triple P. This is a homegrown product, ladies and gentlemen. Grassroots. We're doing everything in-house, farm-to-table operation. Corey over here is doing all the editing, doing all the planning, doing all the logistics, and I'm here just being the pretty face. So without Corey, we would be nowhere. I just want to get that out there. Corey, keep on chugging. Appreciate all the hard work that's gone into this, brother.
Appreciate the shout out and the love, brother. And like he said, yeah, we have no experience in producing any kind of videography, podcast, nothing. We are straight winging it right now. So thanks for bearing with us. We will get better as we go. This is season 1. You know, it's like we're an expansion team. We're only going to get better. And as Connor likes to say, you better get us now.
You better get us now. Me and Deion Sanders love saying that.
Also,
house
big friend
item.
of the show. I'd be remiss if I didn't say
He will certainly be a big friend of the show.
Certainly.
No doubt about it.
No doubt.
No doubt about it. Second housekeeping item, a few corrections I would like to make from the previous episodes real quick, just for, to promote integrity on the show so that
Love
we
it.
can be a reliable baseball source. Joe Musgrove is still on the Padres. We
Good to know.
we did say he was on the Blue Jays. That's a Corey oopsie, so I gave you your flowers, and now I'm going to beat you over the head with them. The second oopsie is on my part, and that is when I said that Chris Sale is on the Red Sox. He's very much on the Braves,
Yes,
and he won the Cy Young, so that's not a good look.
Are we still sure about this?
Are we sure about doing this podcast, or do we know baseball?
I meant life in general, so I guess the podcast would be included.
I don't know. I mean, the Braves and Red Sox kind of have similar colors, so I'm going to let it slide.
I think that's fine, and honestly, we should really blame that on our producer.
Absolutely. So just want to get that out there. Some housekeeping items. With that being said, so do you want to start with our personal awards from Triple P, or how do you want to go about this?
I say we start with tried and true existing awards, and then spin off to the awards that should exist, and probably Rob Manfred, once he sees this, will put into action.
Okay, no, for sure. This should be pretty quick. So since you're a unbiased Dodger fan, so do you have Shohei just winning NL MVP, Cy Young, AL MVP, and AL Cy Young as well, or how do you want to do that?
We can keep this short and sweet like me. Not only do I have him winning that, but somehow I have him winning all the American League awards too. So yeah, show's over. Thanks for joining us.
He's the year somehow. Again.
Yeah, of course. No. To honestly answer your question, I do have him winning the MVP, but that's it.
Wow, that is a tepid take, but I will allow it.
Yes, thank you. But it's not wrong either. It's just going to be right. So.
All right. So with that in mind, I guess we'll start. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna start with the Rookie of the Year anyways, and just say I'm not gonna alley you. I'm not gonna slam dunk that alley oop there. Okay. So I'm gonna start with Rookie of the Year anyways. Corey, Rookie of the Year, such an interesting award. All right. And we're not talking about the movie. We're talking about the award.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So what constitutes a rookie, you're asking? Well, let me tell you. A rookie is considered a rookie unless they exceed 130 at-bats or 50 innings pitched in the major leagues in a previous season. Okay? So you do not have to be on the roster at this point in the season, which starts technically a week ago, but opening day is tomorrow. Like Paul Skeens, won NL Rookie last year. He was not called up till May 11th. Okay? Important to note.
Yeah.
Important to note.
You know, Connor, not only are you the pretty face of this, but you're also the statistician, and you're also like the pragmatic one who really lays out all the facts so eloquently. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, a little tit for tat, dude. A little tit for tat. And I'm going to take a quick, non-sponsored, nondescript water break. That's refreshing.
Ditto.
So Corey, let me throw this at you here. NL Rookie of the Year since 2015. I'm going to throw some names at you.
Okay.
A lot of friends of the pod. 2015, Chris Bryant.
Miss you, Chris.
Yep. 2016, Corey Seager.
Kindred Souls, same name.
Yep, Kindred Souls. Back-to-back for the Dodgers, going Cody Bellinger.
You know, I miss Cody, and I think he's going to be great for the Yankees. So thank you for mentioning
absolutely. Cody. Ronald Acuna Jr., 2018, I believe.
Phenom.
Yep. Pete Alonso, 2019.
The Polar Bear.
2020, the strange little COVID year, Mickey Mouse World Series, as some would say. Devin Williams.
The Airbender.
Now Yankee. That's right. Jonathan India.
Listen, I'm a big Johnny India fan, and that hair is flowy like all get out.
Absolutely. Money Mike Harris.
Money Mike.
2021. Money Mike. Corbin Carroll, and then Paul Skeens. So that is the last 10 NL Rookie of the Years. A couple notables before that, just for you to chew on. Bryce Harper, 2012. Ever heard of him?
Never.
Okay. Buster Posey in the front office of the
Yes.
Giants. I guess he had a playing career prior as well.
That's what I heard.
And 2001, Albert Pujols. Okay. So this is what I'm trying to lay out here for you, Corky, is this is an elite club of talent. And usually people go on to have a very prosperous career. Now,
Yes.
there are your exceptions. You do have a couple duds. Let me break these three names down for you.
Okay.
Setting the stage here for the listener. Ever heard of a Todd Hollinsworth?
I certainly have.
Good. Well, he won NL Rookie of the Year for the Dodgers in '96. How about Jason Jennings for the Rockies in 2002?
Were you even born in 96?
I was born in '96.
Okay, that's good. Who'd you just mention? Who's the next one?
Jason Jennings, Rockies, 2002.
I'm going to say I don't even remember that one. Sorry, Jason.
Okay. And then last but not least, Scott Williams in '99. My point here, Corey, is it's an elite club, but just because you win the Rookie of the Year does not mean that you are on the absolute path to stardom here. Okay?
True.
So I just wanted to set the stage with that.
I appreciate the perspective there. So all the listeners really got a sense of things.
Absolutely. So I talked a long time there. Give me your NL Rookie of the Year.
So I know I'm the West Coast GOAT, the five-tool fool, the Homer Simpson of this podcast, as my brother likes to say.
Dope.
Am I going with a Dodger for Rookie of the Year, Connor?
I mean, if you're interested in making this an interesting podcast, you wouldn't, but...
Or am I interested in making terrible decisions and paying for them later? I think the latter is true. Also, I think that this person's name just happens to go with the award itself. If that's not a dead giveaway. And that is Dylan Cruz, a.k.a. Roki Sasaki, will be the Rookie of the Year. So, if anyone's confused, I'm going with Roki Sasaki. Sorry for the deek there. Shout out Mighty Ducks.
The Deke is not allowed, first off. Thank you, Rob Manfred.
I almost went with the triple deek, so you're lucky I didn't.
Yeah, and you also can't block the base anymore either. So this game's getting a little bit soft. So the funny thing is, Corky, is that the Deke got me, and I was a little bit flabbergasted and flustered because my pick is actually Dylan Cruz, for real.
I thought it was. I wanted to see your facial expression, actually.
Dude, Dylan Cruz. I mean, you don't get picked second overall for nothing. Picked right behind Paul Skeens, winner of last year's. Interesting little stat there. Dude can do it all. All right? He hit 270 with 13 home runs, 68 RBIs, 25 steals, 100 games in the minors last year. 25 steals. That's a lot of bags. Only 100 games. Keep up that trajectory. Keep up that trajectory, and you're looking at like 40 steals here. That's a lot right there. He's going to be playing probably full time for the Nats. Nats have nothing to play for. Let the kid play. I like this guy's odds. I think he's going to beat out Roki because the Dodgers are so stacked. Maybe Roki doesn't get the innings as a young developmental prospect. Remember that. They paid him international money. They didn't pay him the big Yamamoto money. So I think he's more of a project.
Yeah.
Immensely talented, but we'll see if he gets the innings.
Your decision is much wiser than mine, and also it is void of any bias that I hold so dear to my heart, and I respect that. And in part, my answer was, what it was, because his name actually goes with rookie, and I also am waiting on winning a, I guess a 50-50 raffle for a Roki Sasaki jersey on Dodgers Nation podcast. Shout out. So I just had to really lean into that one. But if we're talking, the most logical answer, I would have gone with Dylan Cruz myself too. So touche.
Should be a fun summer for Dylan Cruz and the Nats. I hope it'll give DC something to cheer about. So hopefully he shows out just like his draft mate Paul Skeens did last year.
Absolutely. And again, I'm a big Dylan Cruz guy, so I'm wishing him the best, and I would not be surprised if he won. I think you may be a little bit more, maybe not surprised by my American League Rookie of the Year, but let's see. Who's yours?
Can I set the stage for the AL Rookie of the Year for you as well?
Of course, because nobody sets it better.
I love it. All right. Close your eyes. All right. There we are. The year is 2015. A young, strapping shortstop, first overall pick named Carlos Correa.
Really?
Steps on the scene. Yeah, he was a Rookie of the Year, I believe, 2015.
That's right. Wait, I was like, you had me confused there for a second. I was like, okay, got it. We're on the same page.
Got to
You're
keep
telling
up.
a
Remember,
story. Yeah, I forgot you're telling stories.
I'm world building right now. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
2016, Michael Fulmer. 2017, Aaron Judge. All rise. 2018, the big show, Shohei Ohtani. He arrives in America. 2018, I believe. Yordan Alvarez, Kyle Lewis, Randy Arozarena. Close your eyes during game whatever of the 2020 World Series. That's a fun play. J-Rod, Gunnar Henderson,
Stud.
and last year's winner, Lucas Gill. Heel.
Yep. Who is hurt? Hope you can recover soon, buddy.
Yeah, he is hurt. A couple notables here, just real quick, going a little farther back in time, just to really set the stage. Ever heard of a guy named Derek Jeter, 1996?
That guy stinks. Just kidding. All time
that
great.
guy stinks.
Love Derek Jeter.
Yeah. God, I wish he was a friend of the pod. That would make my world.
By the end of the year, I guarantee it, he's going to be on this bad boy.
Yep. Mark McGwire, 1987 for the A's.
Miggy.
Cal Ripken Jr., one of the most underrated players of all time, in my opinion.
Underrated? He's a legend.
You know, I mean, he's a legend for playing a lot of games, but I mean, he's also a hell of a ball player too. You know.
Oh yeah, I don't know
kids
if anyone's.
These days, do kids these days know about Cal Ripken Jr.?
I mean, I'll take it one further. Do kids these days know about anything? Just kidding.
Kids these days. This is what this pod's
Damn,
about.
dude.
Just old men yelling at clouds.
Yeah, old homers yelling at clouds.
I don't like them.
Damn, that's how it is. I don't like them. Can't stand you.
I don't like them. And then a couple duds. Marty Cordova in 1995, 1999, Ben Grieve. So very similar, you know. Michael Fulmer. I mean, that was in my recent drill down of 10 years ago. You know, he hasn't done much since. So a couple names in there that, you know, will be like, huh, whatever happened to that guy, right?
Yeah.
So very similar. My pick for AL Rookie of the Year, Corey, I went back and forth on this one for a long time, minutes up until we started recording this bad boy. I really could not make up my mind. Now, with that being said, I have made up my mind. And my pick is, he was just named to the opening day roster.
Oh, damn, we have the same pick.
I don't know if we do.
You're going to say
Cam Smith?
I was going to say, you're either going to say Cam Smith or Christian Campbell.
I know you went Christian Campbell because you're a Boston Red Sox bean eater for sure.
Yeah. I'm a bean boy.
And I went Cam Smith just to rub it in your Dodger face. So to be clear, Cam Smith of the Astros, who has only played in 32 games in his minor league career, Corey. He was drafted in 24. All right. He was a part of the Kyle Tucker trade to Chicago, and now he's going to be filling Kyle Tucker's spot in right field, brother. Single A, though, he's just torn it up in those 32 games. Double A, tore it up. I mean, he's just a fast riser. He hit 313, slashed, 396, 609, 7 home runs, 32 games, Corey. This guy's going to have a shot to play every single day playing right field for the Astros. It's his spot to lose. I think he's going to go off, brother. I like a lot of what I see in Cam Smith. That's my pick for AL Rookie of the Year.
I was very close to picking Cam Smith, so fair game. And I really love you waxing poetic over there. It's incredible. I'm sure that's music to the listeners' ears. I, too, struggled with this one and went back and forth. I do not want you to think that I am just a simple little homer that just picks the first thing I see, because I think that's how you view me right now. Christian Campbell was not my, lay-down pick, I will say. I was really leaning into Cam Smith, to be honest with you. But I haven't seen him play as much as I've seen, with my own God-fearing eyes, Christian Campbell play. And so because of that, I really, really like what I'm seeing from Christian Campbell. I think he could be a generational second baseman. However, as you mentioned, I don't know if he's going to get a full clean shake over there. I think he's going to have a couple pieces of competition, unlike maybe Cam Smith. TBD, who knows? But just because I've seen him more with my eyes, I really like what I've seen, I'm going to go with Christian Campbell. And again, I might be eating the receipts at the end of the year. I think that's what we should do, by the way. Like, we should physically have to eat the receipts.
Okay, yeah, we will print this out on sandpaper, and then we have to eat those receipts. That'd be fun.
Bingo.
That would probably get us more than 35 views.
I agree, because the people would love it. And we're here for the people.
Yeah, absolutely. We certainly are. Okay, so Christian Campbell for the Corn Doggy Dog, Cam Smith for the Condor, NL Rookie of the Year, Dylan Cruz for the Condor.
Can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
American League Rookie of the Year, did you think of Jason Dominguez at all?
No, I did not.
Me either. Cool.
Really?
I mean, I was looking up like what the betting odds were, and he was at the top, and I'm like, listen, and I'll be fair, I've heard everything about this guy. He's like a six-tool player somehow, the first ever six-tool player.
Really?
Yeah, he's supposed to be like the
What's the sixth
greatest.
tool? Is that a real thing? Is it like the fourth state of matter?
I just made that up. That's how good they say this guy is, though. He has more than five tools somehow.
I see.
I
I
have
see.
I haven't seen it, but he's supposedly a young phenom that has the world in his hands and the highest ceiling anyone's ever seen. Maybe that's how people talk about him. So let's see how he does.
He's like the Sistine Chapel of rookies.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Exactly. All right, let's move on to Cy Young. Who's winning Toss the Pill Award? NL. Who do you got there?
NL. Okay. NL. I got Paul Skeens. There's really, I mean, there's many guys who are going to be up for the award for sure, but
Yeah.
I think Paul Skeens being the 24 NL Rookie of the Year and potentially NFL Rookie of the Year. He's that good. I don't know. I could have misspoke, but that could be true. 1.0 WHIP, a 4.9 WAR, which is pretty damn incredible for a pitcher who, mind you, didn't even start the entire season, as we know and mentioned. If he stays healthy and performs like he did for the smaller sample size that he had, and turned that into a full sample size of a season, I mean, I don't see anyone else winning Cy Young in the National League if he is on like we know he is. The Skeen dream.
Man, I mean, you're really going unbiased in this, and I appreciate that. You could have gone from a number of Dodgers there, but you know what? I like the pick. Not every pick has to be a hot take, and I think Skeens is probably one of the favorites, and I like that. Nothing wrong with going with the chalk.
Yeah, and it sounds like that's not what you went with.
I went a little bit different with it, and this is like one of my just favorite players to watch pitch, and it's for your beloved San Francisco Giants. And it's Logan, don't call me Todd from Breaking Bad, Webb. Okay, this would be his first NL Cy Young. We talked about it in previous pods. Dude is just an old school pitcher, man. He's gonna go out there and shove, and he's gonna give 7 or 8 innings solid, and it's a pitcher friendly ballpark. So
Yep.
I like the Logan Webb pick there, and he's going to be the dog, probably going to be the ace there as he has been for the last half decade. So give me Logan Webb, NL Cy Young, book it. I'm ready to eat my receipts.
I like that, man. And I'm a big Logan Webb guy. Like you said, just workhorse, a dog, innings eater. And I could see a world in where, he's in the top three for the Cy Young voting for sure. I would say, I'd be on the lookout for a couple honorable mentions. Zach Wheeler. Everyone knows how talented that guy is. And then also,
Everyone's saying it.
everyone's saying it. I could see a world in which, maybe not. But I wouldn't be blown away if Snell won a third.
God,
I just don't know if he's going to get enough. I mean, with the six-man rotation eventually, I don't know. We'll see.
We're recording this before opening day. Well, the Dodgers already opened. It's very confusing. Whatever. American opening day. It's exciting to watch him take the ball. I guess on opening day against Tarek Skubal and the Tigers.
That would be a heck of a matchup, man. I'm really excited about that.
There's some delicious matchups opening day, man. Just not big crowd pleasers with the Pirates and Marlins, but I mean, low key, you got Paul Skeens, your boy, versus Sandy Alcantara. I mean, it's not even televised hardly. What is that? What are we doing?
Shame.
AL,
baby.
give me. I'm not even gonna beat around the bush here. This is kind of maybe out of left field a little bit, quirky. And it's going to be Nathan Eovaldi for the Texas Rangers winning AL Cy Young. It would be his first. You don't know what you're going to get out of DeGrom. I hope you get a lot. I have a gentleman's agreement with a friend from work that he will not throw over 69.5 innings. It's a tall, cold one on the line with those stakes, okay? So with DeGrom maybe not giving you the distance again, Eovaldi's going to have to shove. and he's going to have to put the team on his back. And the Rangers are going to be in contention. He's going to be in a lot of highly contested games. He's gone out there and he's thrown a lot, and I like his chances. I think he's going to go out there and have a year. So give me Nathan Eovaldi, AL Cy Young.
Man, considering the hat I'm wearing right now, what I'm about to say is pretty funny, but yippee-ki-yay, Connie, your Cowboy's showing a little bit right now.
Yee!
Yeah.
Don't California my Texas.
That is a bold one, my friend. How old is Nathan Eovaldi now? He's been in the league for a while, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of had an interesting career. He kind of bounced around to start, had a couple surgeries, got paid by the Red Sox, moved on to the Rangers, dude, and he's just absolutely caught fire the last 5 years or so.
Man, I'm really starting to question everything about myself. Maybe I am a homer. I think you're really a man of the people. You're pulling some good ones here, man. Like,
Thanks,
I appreciate
that. I appreciate that. Just wait till we get to our silly awards, then I'll really be a man of the people.
I'm actually more proud of my silly awards, but we'll see. I don't know how they're going to stack up to yours. You're pretty confident about that. In fairness, I've been doing a lot of editing, so I maybe haven't invested as much time into the research as I should have. Again, that's on the producer we're paying for, so
yeah,
step it up. Anywho,
that's why everyone should follow us on Instagram, throw us a like and subscribe so that we can outsource this and have better material.
Yeah, we just want to be better for you.
Yeah.
Anywho, so mine's not very exciting. I'm going to go back-to-back with Scooby-Doo. I'm going with Tariq Scooby-Doo Scooball. And, man, I think this guy, actually, this is going to be crazy. I might even go back-to-back Triple Crown.
Right up there with Seabiscuit and Big Brown.
Exactly.
And Bojack.
Oh, man. Bojack Horseman, shout out. Friend of the show.
I wish. I have more to talk about with Tarek Scooball here in the coming minutes. So if you're a big Scooballer, stay tuned. All right?
I love it.
All
right, buddy.
Can I throw in, just before we go to the MVP, can I just throw out a quick silly award, which is kind of like a joint award that we talked about before we joined,
And, buddy, I think you can do that. I'm going to allow it. I was going to throw out an idea real quick. Maybe we make our own awards here and give them at the end of the year and do a whole episode for that, like legit.
That's what I'm doing right now, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay, so I have 3 individual silly awards I have, but then I also have the one that we talked about before this, which is like the podcast award, okay?
Okay.
You remember talking about this?
No, remind me.
Yeah, you do. Okay. Okay, so Corey, to start, as you know, I am given the inaugural, soon-to-be annual PP Award. The Pitch Please Award, of course.
I love it. Okay.
The PP Award to a young man who has shown integrity, grit, determination, insert adjective here. One of those guys that you're going to see a movie about, a la Invincible and Vince Papale, okay? One of those guys that never gave up, dude. And this is a really beautiful story. This is what sports is all about, Corey. So the first inaugural PP Award is going to go to JC Escarra. Do you know who that is?
I do, but I want to know why this is going to.
Because this lad is 29 years old, okay? Drafted by the Orioles 2017, kind of bounced around with them, released in 2022, played for 4 different independent teams in 2022 to 2023, okay? Never gave up. Grit, the determination, though. Working to meet my notes say working to meet minors. That's not right. Working to meet ends meet minors.
It's a kid's show, buddy. Come on.
Yeah. Dude, he's working as an Uber driver and substitute teacher. This is not a joke. Like, this is literally Vince Papale 2.0.
Yeah.
And he's grinding. Gets a shot with the Yankees out of spring training. Okay? And now he just got named to the opening day roster as their 3rd catcher. They're going to carry 3 catchers. All 3 of them are left-handed. That could be an issue, but Aaron Boone sees it another way. Whatever. We'll talk to him about that later. So the first annual PP Award goes to JC Escarra. Never gave up, and now he's going to be playing in the pinstripes. Not a lot of people can say that. It is absolutely one of the coolest stories, I think, of the year so far.
That is super cool. And he's left-handed. What a world we're living in. That's amazing.
Left-handed hitter.
And left-footed, right? Amazing.
Whatever. Yeah, sure.
I love the PP award. Uh, Connor, you're brilliant. That's all I can say. I mean, I got to give all the credit to you on this one.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, dude. I'm gonna let you take MVP.
Oh, I don't get to do funny awards now? Dang it.
Well, no. Well, yeah. I mean, if you want to do one of yours, but I have 3 to come in later.
Man, I thought we were only preparing 3. Okay. Trevor. He wants to get on the podcast. Guy.
Trevor. Did you
Shout
send it to
out
him?
Trevor Perking. Yeah. My phone was supposed to be off. Sorry about that, folks. Anyways, I'm going to do one of my funny awards that we are inventing. The first one is going to be my personal favorite. You know, I was a middle infielder myself, shortstop, second base, mostly second, but then moved to short during my little short college stint. And I got a lot of respect for what it takes to be a good middle infielder. The flair, the skill, the glovemanship, flashing the leather, you know. And with that, I think there's a beautiful, stunning, and not so talked about relationship anymore between fielders that I think is maybe kind of starting to be faded out of the game a little bit because, in my opinion, we're lacking a few stalwart second basemen. I feel like second base, you know, a lot of players just get thrown on second base now. Like, you're a good third baseman, but you're not as good as this third baseman. We're putting you at second base. You're a good shortstop, but you're not as good as this guy. We're putting you at second base. Like, you're a good center fielder, but I think you could play second base. That kind of thing. And it kind of rubs my marbles the wrong way, you know? And
Go off. Go ahead.
and with that, I value the shortstop and second base relationship so much. And the award that I want to create is for the best shortstop and second base combination throughout the any season. Well, we'll just say our inaugural 2025 season. And I was thinking about an award for that and how I was going to name that. And of course, I can't seem to find that name now as I'm looking through my ChatGPT. Never mind, I found it. And that award is, I'm going to call it Dos Corazones, Un Solo Baile. 2 Hearts, 1 Dance Award.
Throw that at me again one more time. What is it?
It is Dos Corazones, Un Solo Baile.
Got it. Okay. Yep. Tracking. Sure. I like that.
2 Hearts, 1 Dance, because I think that is the most artistic description of a beautiful middle infield combination. 2 hearts working together as one in dance, in coordination, to lock down the middle of the infield and turn double plays at a high rate, baby. And I think that needs to be shouted out every year. So that is my award. Again, that is Dos Corazones, Un Solo Baile Award of the year.
Man, you speak a nice Spanish. You can really roll the R's. That's really good. So who's winning this award?
That is where I run into a big problem. It's like...
Okay, so we're going to have to collaborate this. We're going to workshop it.
This award, I am not going to project. We're just going to give it out at the end of the year.
Okay. I like that. I guess I'm doing preseason awards. You can do actual, like, at the end of the season awards. How about that? Nicely done. Right. I like that a lot. Once we figure out how to spell that, we're certainly going to write that down on a receipt.
Absolutely. I have the spelling right here, so I'll lock that in for you.
Nicely done. Let's move on back to the serious stuff. We don't want to lose the serious listener here.
Yes.
They don't talk about serious stuff, and I want to hear about war. All right, so we're going to take it on back to the MVP category here, and then we're going to revisit the silliness for a little cherry on top of this pod. Episode 4, by the way. Triple P, follow us.
Triple P, shout out.
Shout out. Quick setting of the stage here for MVP, if I would. Very quick. Corey, MVP. What does it stand for? Most Valuable Player. That's right. Got it. You basically did not win this award without eventually making the Hall of Fame. If you look at this list, okay? However, there are exceptions, but not very many of them. Exceptions. Do you know Roger Maris is not in the Hall of Fame? He won it twice. I
did not know that. Wow.
Yeah. Dale Murphy. He won it twice. I need to get smart on Dale Murphy.
You're talking about Dale?
Yeah. From Dale and Brennan. He was in Step Brothers, dude. It's awesome. Keith Hernandez of Seinfeld fame.
Big Keith Hernandez guys, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
God.
your Dodgers, Don Mattingly is not in the Hall of Fame,
Donnie Matz is not in there.
and he has an MVP under the belt.
So it's not a guarantee, is what you're saying.
Not a guarantee, but then you have like your PED guys like Bonds and Canseco and stuff like that, right? But I mean, this list, besides those names, it's almost like glide path to the Hall of Fame if they have a clean career.
Sure.
So we're not giving these out on like a whim.
No,
we
we're not.
put research into this because if you win this MVP, you're probably going to the Hall. And that's very impressive. Not the Hall of Very Good, Corey. The Hall of Fame. That's what they call it, that. Okay? All right.
Understood.
And I might have another hot take coming here for you in HSO for the AL.
HSO.
Oh, so I'm going to go NL first.
Okay.
And I wonder who Corey picked.
Well, I already said it, so.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
So it's up to you, buddy.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep it short then. I'm just going to go Bryce Harper.
You love this guy. And I
really
love
do
that
like
for you.
Yeah. I think he's going to have a big year, Corky. I think the Phillies are going to have a big year. If you're a fan of the show, I got them winning it all.
I am a fan of the show.
Yeah.
I am a fan of Bryce Harper. No disrespect to Bryce Harper at all, man. The Philly King. I just think it would be a big surprise if he won MVP this year. But I would also.
I think it will be too, and that's because Shohei Ohtani exists on this planet.
And that is hard to contest with.
It is. But for the fun of the pod, give me Bryce Harper to put under his belt with his 2012 Rookie of the Year. I mean, that'd be a nice mantle piece.
I like that. I'm gonna make sure to print that one out in extra thick paper.
Yeah, let's send him a letter. Maybe he'll write back, and we can have a catch.
I meant for you to eat at the end of the year, but I would love to have a catch as well.
I would love to have a catch with Bryce. All right, give me AL. Unfortunately, Shohei's on the AL, so he can't win that one.
All right, I gotta take him off my list then because I was just.
Although he has won it already, so.
All right, Pop. I was debating between two here, both of which happen to be my favorite position on the field that we already touched on in the best award ever created, Dos Corazones Un Valle.
Mm-hmm. You love catchers.
And love catchers. Speaking of catchers, shout out to the Big Dumper getting a $105 million extension today, huh?
Yep. Corey, you and I will never have to pay for a meal again in Seattle whenever we show up there.
Never. I love it. Thank you, Cal. Love you. Anyways, back to what I was saying. AL MVP, in my opinion, is going to be down between Bobby Witt Jr. and Gunnar Henderson. And I really love the Viking from the North. I'm not going to lie. You know, I just imagine him walking out of the clubhouse just with his Norseman, Viking helmet on, sharpening his spikes, maybe carrying a war club to the plate every time he knocks it out of the park.
Sure.
But then you got Bobby the pack when he visits Boston. Then you got Bobby Baseball. And what do you do with Bobby Baseball? If we're talking about a six-tool fool, I mean, he could be him. We still got to think of that extra tool, but I'm sure he possesses that skill set, knowing Bobby Baseball. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just going back and forth on this one. And I think because he finished second this year, I want to push him over the top, and I'm going with Bobby Baseball winning the AL MVP.
Book it, brother. I like that a lot. It's not a bad pick. I love watching him play the game of baseball. That six-tool fool.
Six-tool fool.
I like it a lot. It's a fine pick. Allow me to counter. And this is a kind of a dark horse here, so bear with me. If you're a betting man, which I can either condone or whatever the other word is, you might want to put a little money down this because it could just win you something. All right, give me AL MVP, and this is a weird one. It's going to be Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
I don't think it's that weird, man. I mean, he's in a pay me season, right?
Yeah. I mean, technically he is. Look, here's the deal. He's pissed. He's upset. Blue Jays didn't give him $600 million. Blue Jays didn't give me $600 million. We're both
neither.
upset. Yeah. So
God,
look, he's gonna come out there with his hair on fire. He looks fit. MLB Network has him working out in all their YouTube videos. The dude is looking just on his game. Plays a nice first base. Dude, low key plays a lot of games. We talked about Cal Ripken Jr. I mean, he's not on this level, but he's playing a lot of games every year, and you would not
yeah,
expect that. You got to
no,
put in the time to win the award, and I think he's going to go up there and mash, dude.
yeah,
Now, bear with me here. He's going to be playing in Sacramento, right? Against the A's, AL.
yeah.
Going to be playing in Tampa. Those are two hot environments. That ball's going to be flying. Could give him 5, 6, 7 extra home runs, put him over the top. Give me Vladimir Guerrero Jr., AL MVP 2025.
I think that's not as dark of a horse as you might think. I think that's a white knight on a white pony, to be honest. Running through the fields of, I don't know, wherever you are. Okay.
Sure.
But with that, like we said, it's a walk season, a pay me season. I think he is disgruntled. I don't necessarily, well, I'm not going to say that. I I do think there is potential for him to do exactly what you are predicting right there, and I would not be surprised based on the context of the season, how things kind of transpired this off season. And you're right. Look, Vladdy plays more games than maybe some people assume, and he's taken a lot of time in the past couple seasons to get himself in playing shape. I mean, if you look at when he came into the league, he's gotten more fit, he's dropped some weight, he cut his hair because, like you said, his hair is going to be on fire this season anyways because he's going to be playing like. So you might as well cut it off if you're going to light it on fire, baby. And so
That's
I
right.
like that pick, Connie Bats. I like that pick.
Thank you, brother. I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate that. I'm looking forward to seeing how these picks play out.
Yes. And like we said, we will be doing a receipts episode for all these first episodes at the end of the year. Stay
Yeah, it's
tuned.
basically gonna be like a roast. We're gonna have
I
people
like
come up
that.
and roast us.
I'm gonna get I don't know, Bill Burr here for the roast, and who else are we gonna get? What's his name? Gosh, dang, what's his name?
Mike the situation.
No, we're not gonna invite him. Sorry, Mike.
You're talking about Kill
The
Tony.
roast? No, no, him too. But the roast master who always does them. The ball guy. Oh god, Jeff.
Oh,
Jeff.
Jeff Kent from
Let
the
me look.
Dodgers and Giants.
Yeah, let me look up Jeff. He's on my phone. Well, I'll text him after
Jeff
this anyways.
McNeil from the Mets.
There we go. Jeff McNeil, funny guy,
Yeah,
comedian.
yeah, funny guy, friend of the pod, maybe. I don't know. Couple silly awards. Are you out of silly awards?
No, I
Okay,
came
cool.
prepared, but I'll let you go with
Okay.
your next silly award.
Okay, so just to recap, while you pull up your information there, the PP Award, the first annual PP Award went to JC Escara. PP Award is Pitch Bees Award, big award. What a grinder! It's basically the equivalent of a Gruden grinder, is what the PP Award is. Okay. My next silly, very silly award, I'm gonna call this one the Teddy Roosevelt Award. Do you know who Teddy Roosevelt is?
Yeah. Yes, I do. I am
Cool,
aware
man.
of Teddy Roosevelt, the president.
That's true. Yeah, not a baseball player, but he was a fan of baseball. That's fun.
He
Teddy
actually
Roosevelt Award. What
led
that
his
means?
fun
This
fact.
guy
Teddy
speaks
Roosevelt
softly,
led his high school
carries a
in.
big stick.
Damn.
Is that
There's
what?
kids listening, Connor. There's kids listening.
No, I can
Please.
hear you. Okay, cool, awesome. We'll edit that out. Anyway, speak softly and carry a big stick, Corey. The Teddy Roosevelt Award goes to Jose Ramirez of the Cleveland Guardians. Do you know why? It's because he doesn't talk that
Why?
much, and he hits a ton of home runs, and it's also a double entendre for his big stick when he punched Tim Anderson in the face, and that was pretty funny. So, it's a
You know,
Teddy
how,
Roosevelt Award.
you know how I love double entendres, and you know how I love big sticks. So this award is
Double
right.
entendre.
Double entendre. So this award is right up my alley. Actually, in the
Yep.
context of everything I just said, that sounded horrible. That is not right up my alley, but you know what I mean. And I will say, fun factoid for all the folks out there listening, if you still are, Teddy Roosevelt led his high school baseball team in batting average. So,
What was his war? Was it World War One or was it
nice,
Doomba?
nice. I like
shot.
that. The Teddy Roosevelt Award.
Thank you, brother. Go ahead.
I love it. So my next award, let me just say, I think I shot my shot too soon. My best award was my first award. And so I'll just have to make do. My next award, I am going to call the Special Ops Trophy, as in OPS, on
Nice.
base plus slugging, right?
Nice.
Those clutch performers. I want to create an award that encapsulates and captures the qualia that we can't quite describe, right? Like, what is clutch? What is that gene? What is that thing that we can't
The
quite
intangibles.
The intangibles, right? You can't really grab it and touch it, can you?
No.
You can't.
No.
And so I'm going with the Special Ops Award. Now you ask me, who's going to win that award? And
I don't know who.
I don't know either, because I'm doing my awards at the end of the year, remember?
You know what we could do? You know what we could do? We could have the fans at home cast their votes like an all-star game.
I love that. And they could put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments after they like and subscribe and tell a friend.
In that order of operation, yes.
Yeah. And then they could also comment and review my awards that I've already given out, even though the season's already hasn't started.
I think that's great, because that's called interacting.
Yeah, it's called projecting, forecasting.
Now, you're not projecting on someone else. You are just forecasting the results in the future.
Exactly.
Big difference.
Exactly.
Big difference.
I'm also not gaslighting either, for the record.
Ooh, that is good, because my wife says I do that too often. I'm really working on that. But I say, babe, I love the Gaslamp District, and you do too, so I'm paying homage.
Dude, funny story about the Gaslight District. When I was a
Gaslamp,
young...
sorry. Gaslamp, right?
Yeah, that's really embarrassing. Such a Dodger fan. Gaslamp District in San Diego, which is a very fun, interactive environment with a lot of bars in San Diego. For those who don't know, recommend going. When I was a young lad, I was in San Diego for a baseball tournament. Shout out. And my teacher said, "Hey, how was your weekend?" And I said, "Hey, it was fun. Went to San Diego. I went 2 for 5, whatever. And I went to the red light district."
Mom and Dad were ahead of the game. They're very progressive parents, okay?
Yeah, exactly. So, what did I do in my summer in Amsterdam? Anyways, I got 2 more awards, and they're kind of silly, and then we'll wrap this up and let people go to bed because they're probably sleepy. My next award
voices are like a lullaby.
Yeah, it really is. I'm gonna start talking like this, like ASMR, like this.
I was actually thinking about that. Maybe we should. I feel like Wake and Jake does this.
Yeah, and if our baseball thing doesn't really work out, then we can just do this instead.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's do
so my next award, Corey, we all have a name, A name is very important. You get, we get one name unless you go change it, and then you get multiple names. But for the most part,
you could hyphenate it as well. Important.
It's exactly. So this is going to be called the Max Muncy Award, and let me tell you why.
I'm interested to hear more.
Okay, well, just keep listening.
Oh, it's because there's 2 Max Muncies?
Yeah.
Damn it.
All right, next one. Anyways, I was going to go on a tangent there and talk about how there used to be 2 Chris Youngs as well. He was also a country singer. So at one point, there's 3 Chris Youngs in this here United States. Anyways,
oh, man.
Not one Chris Young is on the MLB Network, and one is the GM of the Rangers. So, anyways,
I think the really
one
good...
is still a country singer.
It almost looks like you're just taking a drink of beer after that whole debacle. You're like, oh, screw it.
No, it's an unsponsored seltzer, which no one can guess.
I was trying to guess, but I won't. Sorry for ruining your award. My next 2 awards aren't quite as good as my first 2, I don't believe. The one I'm about to say is like very apropos because let's go. The fans know I'm the war daddy. I'm General Cornwallis. So why wouldn't I make an award about war? And
I'm
so
so glad that you brought this up because I was brainstorming this for you. So I'm really curious where this goes.
But yeah, it's pretty simple. I'm a pretty simple guy, and it's just the award is the War Daddy Award for the player with the highest war rating. However, you do have to play a certain amount of games to qualify. And since there may be some ties there with war numbers, I am going to make the deciding factor that breaks the camel's back and wins the individual the award. That final little category, who is the swaggiest, if there isn't a dead tie. the swaggiest player wins.
I think I already know who's going to win this, and his name is Jaron Duran. I think his name's all over this. That's my forecast / projection for that award.
Way to ruin it. Way to ruin it.
A little tit for tat, if you would.
I like that.
A quid pro quo. Anyways. Yeah. Okay. So my last award, just to wrap this up. This is getting off the rails here. This seltzer water is really getting to me. Most likely to be a Star Wars character based on his name is the final award.
I love this one.
Yeah, I see the stormtrooper on the cabinet, whatever, behind you, the shelf behind you, and George Lucas and Disney. If you're listening, we're big fans. No need to remove it from YouTube. Oh, now we're definitely getting removed. Oh boy. Okay, here we go.
Okay, continue.
There we go. Continue. Again, Disney, we're big fans. No need to remove this. We love copyright. Okay, but we're not going to do it. Anyways, most likely to be a Star Wars character based on his name. Corey, I think our Star Wars fandom peaked with the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. Okay, so I like to play video games. I really like the Old Republic video games, aka Jedi Outcast. And this young man sounds like he could be a bounty hunter hired by the Sith to take out a young Jedi Knight. Okay. And you kind of blew my cover on this one again. I'm going to go with Tarek Skubal for this award.
Scooby-Doo is winning the Star Wars Character Name Award?
He's in Hanna-Barbera and he's in Star Wars. So it's pretty cool.
I actually could see Tariq Skubal being a Jedi Knight or something like that.
Yeah, you kind of put a twist on that one. I think it's Tarek.
Is it? There's no...
I don't know.
There's... Huh. We'll have to look that up. Producer, can you get on that, please? I would like to know the correct pronunciation. And Tariq, sorry, whichever it is. I apologize if I mispronounce that. I am a big fan, so please correct me, and I'll never mess it up again.
Bingo. It's also your pick for AL Cy Young, right?
Yeah, and I think he might win the Triple Crown again in it.
Big night for Tariq Skubal. I mean, winning awards left and right. Triple Crown, too.
Triple Crown, Gold Jacket, Green Jacket. We'll figure out the name.
Yep.
I do have one more award before we sign off.
Okay.
And that is the Swiss Army Knife Award to the best utility player in both leagues. Mm-hmm. And I also did not pick anyone, and so we'll get that out at the end of the year. All right. I was going to go with Tommy Edman or Kike Hernandez, but I can't give it to both of them, so we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, that would show some bias.
No. Not me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, book the awards. I think we have a good lead on these. I like where we're going. We'll see how this turns out. Maybe we'll do a mid-season check-in, and then we'll do an end-of-the-season devouring receipts podcast. That'll be fun.
Yes. It's like a scratch and sniff, but it's like a scratch and taste. We will taste the receipts, right?
Absolutely. Most importantly, like I said, let's get the fan engagement going. Let's grow the community, grow the game. Let's comment, subscribe, tell your friends about it, Show and tell.
Absolutely,
if you like us,
my man.
Give us a like.
Absolutely.
Give us a comment. Let's talk.
Lastly, Connor, do you know what we're going to be talking about on the next episode? Any previews for the fans?
Yes, Corey. Indeed, I do know. This will be episode 5. And we will be reviewing the Apple TV series of the 2024 World Series between Los Angeles Dodgers and New York Yankees to finally put that one to bed. Okay? So we're going to be doing a little TV show review. It's supposed to be a very beautiful product coming out in a couple days. So we'll digest that and let everyone know our thoughts.
Can you do a little dance on the way out, too? All right. And good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Good night. I like baseball and butter.
We did it.
That was fun.
That was a fun one. Let me just make sure I got this right.
That was a fun one, Corky.
It was.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.